How's it going, everybody? Destauch here. And I've been away for a subjectively long amount of time, but Halo's taken a little bit of a break, and I thought I would too. Maybe a little too long, but graduation, other responsibilities like that. But I got the time now, and I wanted to give you the quality content you've been waiting for. That being a video on a vague subject about Halo, so let's jump right into it. Now, we all know Halo Infinite is getting a 10-minute showcase at the Xbox Showcase, which is kind of short when you look at it at face value, but when you're thinking about the 90-minute presentation, 10 minutes is a pretty sizable chunk of time. They got a lot to show, and I'm glad they're giving Halo this much time. Now, 10 minutes, I think maybe we can get that to 2 minutes per subject, so let's talk about 5 things that I'd like to see in this presentation. Now, number 1 is the graphics. I really want to see what they've been doing with the graphics because we haven't seen anything besides screenshots in all this time, and yeah, the screenshots look pretty good, but it's different when you see it in motion, and I am still a little bit worried on the enemy models. I still noticed that some of the brutes still looked a little bit flat in the screenshots, but maybe in motion we'll see that 1 year of development really show its improvement on the game. And yeah, I just can't wait to see what they have in store for us. I mean, this is a showcase for the Series X, and to an extent it's showing the full capabilities of what last gen was capable of, and I'm just really excited to see where they can push it. Now, of course, graphics aren't everything, and I'm not expecting to be blown away here. I mean, the game engine is the game engine. What we saw is probably the baseline of what the game will look like, but it'll be nice to have maybe some improved textures on the assault rifle and some other objects. So let's just hope that we won't be disappointed, and keep the expectations low, guys, because they can only go up from here. Now, seeing that this is looking to be a multiplayer-focused presentation, I would obviously love to see the multiplayer gameplay, but what I think would really benefit the experience is seeing the specialty game mode that is most likely coming. Now, by specialty, I mean something like Warzone or Invasion to that effect. I imagine with Halo Infinite's scale and it being inherently a larger game, I'm hoping to see a large-scale game mode. Now, we've all seen the leaks and stuff and rumors about some type of Battlefield-like game mode or large-scale. I'm not saying that I believe in that, but I think this presentation needs to bring out some type of big reveal to the effect of being like, wow, this is new for Halo. Halo hasn't been here before. Think about the E3 presentation for Halo Reach where we first saw Invasion. It really made the game mode look amazing, and it was new for Halo, and it made it feel fresh. You could also say like the breadth of Forge World and how large it is. I think with Halo Infinite being such a large-scale game, it's safe to say that there's going to be large-scale elements, and we really need to just steer away from the familiar. Now, you can ask anyone, I love the familiar, I love classic Halo, but I think that one of the major drawbacks of last year's presentation was that it didn't really show anything new or bold for Halo. I mean, we saw the grappling hook and some really cool gameplay mechanics, but there was nothing in that presentation that said, wow, this is the next generation of Halo. It just felt like Halo to me, which is fine, but when you're coming out of the gate with your reveal, you gotta blow people away, and I really think that showing this game mode, if it exists, which I think it does, I would really love to see it, and I think it'd be great. Now, another thing I want to get information on is Forge in Halo Infinite. Now, up to this point, we virtually had no information on Halo Infinite Forge. We know it's coming, but we don't have any details. And I think that this event would be a prime place for them to at least tease Forge. I don't expect them to dedicate a large portion of the showcase to Forge, but it'd be nice just to get a ballpark to see what the game's going to be like in terms of its Forge elements. Now, we know Tom French, who was the director of Halo 5 Forge, was actually promoted to director of multiplayer at 343 Industries. So what that tells me is that we may be seeing a larger focus on Forge, or at least more resources dedicated to Forge, seeing that the multiplayer lead was the ex-Forge lead, so hopefully he can, move some numbers around and get some extra development on Forge, and maybe we can have some really revolutionary features, stuff that we've never seen before. I have always personally wanted AI in Forge, and I know a lot of the community has requested that, so who knows, we may be able to forge AI in multiplayer, or even make single-player missions within the Forge canvas. Now, another thing I really want to see in this presentation is armor customization. We have a lot of questions about it, and I feel like now is a good time to really flesh out what the system will be like and quell any worries people have. I know a lot of people are worried about the shading system for the armors, or the coding system, and I'm a bit worried too. I know we got that blog post a while ago kind of trying to describe everything, but I'm still a little confused on some of the topics of that blog, and I'd like to just see some visual just showing how the system will work, just to alleviate any concerns or bring up any issues that we need to address. Now, last but not least, I just want to see some multiplayer maps. Now, not specifically just arena maps. I'd love to see those. I'd like to see if we're getting any remakes, or, see any cool original maps coming. But I'd want to see the multiplayer maps and how the equipment kind of ties into it, as well as the maps themselves. One thing that I am a bit worried about is BTB, and I really hope we're getting some dedicated BTB maps. We all know in Halo 5, it didn't actually have any BTB maps. The closest thing we got was Warzone in terms of develop-made large-scale maps, but BTB was mostly relegated to Forge. Now, that did give the Forge community a lot of time to shine in the BTB playlist, but I still feel like 343 should be making some in-house BTB maps, so hopefully within this presentation we can see some original BTB maps, maybe some remakes. I mean, I've always wished to play on Sandtrap again, but anything new would be great, and I hope to see BTB make a comeback. So with all that said, those are the 5 things I'd like to see at the Xbox Showcase regarding Halo Infinite. If you guys have anything you want to see, please leave it in the comments and we can discuss. As for the future of this channel, I expect to be uploading quite a bit more and try to get back to my old routine of uploading at least twice a week. Now, in terms of why I've been gone, it's just been some responsibilities like college and stuff. But I am glad to be back, and I'm glad Halo Infinite is finally back too. It took a year break, which is a little longer than what I did, but the hype train is back, and I don't think it's going to stop until release. So, without further ado, this was Destauch, and I'll see you in the next one. Destauch out.